Hey guys, welcome back to not exactly another character spotlight, but more of an update on a previous one. So the first character spotlight that I released was over my Loli Dragons, which is my main team. But since then, even though it was relatively recently, a lot of new changes have come that have kind of shaken the meta. And I just wanted to show an update on my builds as well as how my characters have adapted to the new meta. So one of the biggest things that changed the meta around was the Choose Your Legends units. I mean, it was kind of expected for them to be very strong because they were Choose Your Legends, which means they were voted as everybody's favorite units. And of course, you're not going to make everybody's favorite units weak and unusable. The two biggest ones, I think, that have changed the meta around is Brave Lyn as well as Brave Ike. Now, Brave Lyn, I think everybody expected her to be really strong. I mean, she can ignore distant counter. She has high res. She is good against blade mages, and she's a freaking mounted archer. On top of that, she's free if you chose her as your free unit, which means that there's a lot of defense teams that are running her right now. The other really big unit is Brave Ike. He's a huge defense guy. Steady Breath is really good. A lot of people are running more defensive teams now because of it, because Steady Breath can stack with high defense and pop off some really big bonfires and stuff like that. Kind of less to a lower extent, Brave Lucina is also being used a lot, but she's also a really low res unit. So for Ike and Lucina, it's really good that all of these units are focusing more on defense because a lot of normal meta units are being countered by this stuff, like Xanders, Camuses, Hectors. But for the Loli Dragons in specific, they deal magic damage, which means they target resistance. And because these units are focusing so much on high defense, they end up having a pretty subpar resistance, which means the Loli Dragons can deal a lot of damage to them and usually kill them. The other big threat is Brave Lyn, and she counters distant counter. However, the one unit type who she doesn't counter with distant counter is dragons. If you have lightning breath on your dragon and then she attacks them, they can still counter her. So at first I didn't really think much of this because I thought that she would still just one-shot my Tiki. However, there's been a lot of seals as well as new features implemented that allow the Tiki to have a lot more defense and survive Brave Lyn pretty effectively. So let's get into what I've changed around here. The new distant defense seal is very good. This lets her get +2 defense whenever a Lyn attacks her. And to a lesser extent, it also works pretty well against Julia, if you still see her around, because she also gains +2 res. I have the Spur Defense seal as well as Spur Defense 3 on Faye for a higher defense bonus, and Fortified Defense on Naui. Unfortunately, I don't have Fortified Dragons because I'm not made of Ninians. If I did, though, I would run it. So this stuff all combined gives Tiki a pretty high amount of defense. Another thing to consider is that supports are out, and they weren't back then. I have supported Tiki with Faye because Faye has all of the spurs, so it's assumed that she's going to be like next to Tiki the entire time anyway. So she can get those bonuses on top of that. I don't have Naui supported with anyone right now. I used to have her supported with Delphia. However, the 4th spot is kind of needed for a bonus unit, and I can't just change around her support every time the season changes. So she's supported with the new bonus unit. So I just gave up on that. I don't have any summoner supports on this team because I summoner support the unit that I'm making a spotlight on because I want to show off their full potential. And that means that I can't support my actual arena team. It's fine though, it doesn't actually increase your score at all or anything. My 4th unit this time around is Valencia. I pulled for her when the bonus units for Tempest were announced because I didn't have one. She's plus attack minus speed, which kind of sucks because I pretty much had to give up on quadding. I have the Death Blow 3, A skill, and the attack +1. I kind of just went all in on doubling with her. I have drag back because that's really good for doubling. You can attack somebody and then go backwards. It's even better for flyers because they can retreat into mountains and whatnot. And speaking of flyers and mountains, She also has reposition, which is pretty good. You'll see a lot of mixed teams. The flyers with reposition are very good with them because they can reposition your units across otherwise uncrossable terrains such as mountains or pits. And in this week's arena rotation, there are a few maps like that. So hopefully we'll be able to use that. Other than that, though, she's just kind of a generic bonus unit. I mean, I have 4 to fly flyers on her, but I don't have a flyer team. Like, I haven't pulled any of the flying mages or Hinoka, so yeah. Let's get into this. Let's see what we can fight. Wow, Zephiel. You don't see those guys around too much anymore. Oh, perfect. Reinhardt and Lin. And on the perfect map, too, because we can just plop Tiki on a nice soul thing. Actually, no. I think even still we'll leave her there because I don't think Reinhardt can Wings of Mercy in a bad way. So, let's see, what do we want to do here? We want to place Faye inside of Ryan's range. It doesn't look like she'll be able to hit Lin with anything. Let's see, Lin would get 50 attack. Tiki would get 35 defense. But she would also be on a platform. I don't know if she'd be able to kill Lin, though. Wow. Hardy bearing. I think that I just leave Lin. I'll be able to kill her even harder next turn. So we just have to rely on the fact that she has a higher reach than other units, which means that she will be easier to bait out. Okay. If I reposition Tiki right here, then Lin won't be able to go through her, so she'll be forced to attack her, and Anna will probably deal 0 damage to her. And because of that, I can leave Faye here. She won't be able to hit Tiki with all the spurs, but she'll still be able to give her the support bonuses from 1 square away. Okay, nice. Let's see, 31 attack with her A skill, Swift Sparrow. I'm sorry, did I say attack? I meant 31 speed. With Swift Sparrow, that's 35 speed. That is not enough to double Tiki, or should I say quad Tiki. Okay, it's a good thing that I waited, because now she's not going to be able to have all these Hone Cavalry bonuses. Okay. Let's see, maybe I can even do some spicy stuff and kill Anna here. Like, I hit Anna, and then she goes back because of drag back. Okay, nice. See, 0 times 2, and then Tiki can counter her. No other unit with distant counter does that. Or no other non-dragon unit, I should say. Boom. Okay, that was a really good showcasing of the team as far as working against the meta and stuff. And for round 2, we even get a Brave Ike. Now we get to see the different spectrum. Ninian. I want to kill Ninian. Okay, so we swap out Faye here. I don't have to worry about any defense buffs because Tiki has the buffs from Triangle Adept. She probably won't take much damage anyway. Okay, do one of these. Place my units aggressively. This is one of the maps, by the way, that Alencia with reposition is really good on. You can just reposition your units across the holes. I'm not doing it right now, but take my word for it, it is a thing that it can be done. And then young Tiki is the classic counter to Hector. She has just enough speed to double him, She has high defense, and she deals magic damage. Okay, one more match. Was this Flyer Emblem? Ooh, another Lin. Ooh, this one's spooky. She doesn't seem to have a bonus, a Reinhardt bonus with her this time. Okay, put this one here. Okay, I think I'm going to put Tiki right here on this defense tile. Defense tile lets her be a little bit more liberal with tanking because she has her tanking stats are like multiplied there. And then we can just place a Lindsay right here. I think. Okay, wait, let me actually think about that one. Because here. And if she doesn't die, then Azura can Wings of Mercy her. And then she goes 1, 2, 3, and kills Naui. But in that case, she would also probably attack Faye instead, because she has less defense, so it's fine. Oh. Didn't realize that was a thing, actually. Probably should have. Okay, what do I do here? Fairly simple what I do here, actually. Go, go. Defense tile. Stop the bleeding. Ow. Oh. What am I doing? Okay. Well, unfortunate death there. With the Wings of Mercy, but you still saw the stuff in pretty much a classic game versus Reinhardt and Linz that you see everywhere. And the second one, you saw how she works against the other side of the new meta stuff with the really high defense enemies. And then in the third one, you saw what happens when you don't think about how Wings of Mercy works. So yeah, nice little update. One other thing to note is that I got a new Young Tiki while I was at it, and I also have Quicker Post 3 on all my dragons now, which means I can get higher arena scores. Yay! But yeah, that's what my team looks right now. Pretty cool. I like them. And hope